Msichana wa Kenya, je, unajua uliumbwa ukaumbika? Beauty and strength, your worth is endless. Your worth is endless. When I saw you walking down the street, I remembered mighty Siok came out, and the heroes of old wakitabasamu, stronger than ever. Msichana wa hey, yeah. Cheza kama wewe, dunia twakungoja, twakungoja, twakungoja. Ewe malkia, wakati wako umefika. Hey, wakati wako umefika. Msichana wa Afrika. Some say God is a woman, we say you are our pride, African jewel. The curls on your hair and beads on your waist, I can hear heritage sing. When I see you walking down the street, your smile striking down the sun. African woman, asante sana for redefining. Keep it kirembo, msichana wa Kenya. Cheza kama wewe, dunia twakungoja. Ewe malkia, wakati wako umefika. Nishike mkono, nishike mkono, ingia tukuone.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Soul generation, no baby. Suda. I love you like the sunshine in the morning when I'm yawning. Like the scent of love, ukipika chai ya majani na mandazi. Such a lovely way to start my day. We getting high as I make you call my name. Tukisikiza ngoma za Bob Marley. Napenda vile una smile usisare. Nipatie zeze nikuimbie. I wrote a song na nataka usikie. If you let me sing for you, darling, darling, I will sing your favorite song. Because I'm feeling lucky favorite song, baby. Your favorite song. To your favorite song, my love. Your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. To your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. Your favorite song. To your favorite song, my love. Your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. To your favorite song. So let me take you out, treat you like a queen. The sun is out to bless your melanin. To Wingia town, I will show you around. Baby, slow down, let me show you to my world. Such a lovely day with my lady. Oh, many just love is what I'm feeling. I bless the day when you came my way. And I promise kuwanita kuenzi. Baby, time imefika for 20. And I can see you back to my senses. So won't you let me sing for you? Darling, darling, I will sing your favorite song. Because I'm feeling lucky to have you dance along. Oh love, darling, darling, I will sing your favorite song. Because I'm feeling lucky to have you dance along. To your favorite song, baby. Your favorite song. To your favorite song, my love. Your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. To your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. Your favorite song. To your favorite song, my love. Your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. To your favorite song. You're my favorite song. You're my favorite song. You're my favorite song, my love. You're my favorite song, yeah. And I'm feeling lucky, so damn lucky. Yes, I'm feeling lucky to have you dance along. To your favorite song, baby. Your favorite song. To your favorite song, your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. To your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. Your favorite song. To your favorite song, my love. Your favorite song, oh yeah, yeah. To your favorite song.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Kwa majina ni yani we waka waka waka. Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selecta cheza doba once from the top. Whoa. Dojo mabe, dojo mabe. Tunisha speaker, we mash it up. Fire, we light it up. Oh. Dojo mabe. Tuko tao, CBD kwa penthouse. Wanadhani CBD ni guesswork, lakini jua bidii tunazoza. Na ni magrami tundo tunangoja. Donjo maber, kwa mdomo ni kuber. Na doba Johnny Mwaki ukipenda email. Napendwa na mapeng, na wote Johnny 10. Nikikusalimia unanijibu tu maber. Napenda vile magala wamekuja wamebeba. Napenda vile mamanzi wamekuja wameiva. Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selecta cheza doba once from the top. Whoa. Dojo mabe. Tunisha speaker, we mash it up. Fire, we light it up. Whoa. Dojo mabe.
Makwela na majaji wanazitoka. Stare ubamba sana baada ya mboka. Wasanse watiaji tunawatoka. Salamu wanga moja na ni top shota. But originally, ofla wanga mkali. Ninasumbuka town baka mashinani. Kolabo na iani, ande mtaani. Wakiuliza wambie tuko CBD ndani. Napenda vile madem wamekuja wamebeba. Napenda vile makwela wamekuja wameiva.
Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selecta cheza doba once from the top. Whoa. Dojo mabe. Tunisha speaker, we mash it up. Fire, we light it up. Oh. Dojo mabe.
polinesi monta uno ewa yogo loba ngana timi ja yoji pe mange ma moneta na nyobe Budiana neoba nge ma morodo nono Wando siege marea tu kodo lota ngo ngere
Nekakana weri Nekakana weri Nekakana weri Oh Mary Nekakana weri Nekakana weri Nekakana weri
So fresh is on the beat.
Another day, another crisis. Keyboard warrior still typing. Mini lava siku hizi spendi fighting. Na maheta hawawezi ntoa timing. Na hata wakinita guide, I know my baby will be by me. Na wakiniseti kwa IG, dawa ya watiaji huwanga silence. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Who I wonder why, me I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe, na nyimu nani analyze. Who I wonder why, I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zime nice. Don't you disrespect my lover. Sina number my guy. Tonight I don't want no drama. Sina number my guy. Chaber dongingero anahero kasianda. Sina number my guy. Leo ni party hadi mchana. Sina number my guy. Sherehe na piganga na kikosi. Kwa mfuko pesa haikosi. Mademu wananitanga kiongozi. Vile mimi hutesanga Nairobi. Sele zimeripoti. Chini tuko kwa magoti. Aki wewe usinirekodi. Kesho nipate mmesha niposti. Niko sherehe mina vibe. Na nyimu nani analyze. Who I wonder why, me I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Niko sherehe mina vibe. Na nyimu nani analyze. Ooh, I wonder why, I'm just tryna catch a wine. We shughulika na your life. Cheki zangu zime nice. Don't you disrespect my lover. Sina number my guy. Tonight I don't want no drama. Sina number my guy. Chaber dongingero anahero kasianda. Sina number my guy. Leo ni party hadi mchana. Sina number my guy. Sina no ma. Sina number my guy. Sina no ma. Sina number my guy. Sina no ma. Sina number my guy. Chaber dongingero anahero kasianda. Sina number my guy.
Nekakana weri Nekakana weri Nekakana weri Oh Mary Nekakana weri Nekakana weri Nekakana weri
Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy. Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy. I had to put my life on pause and follow you where you're going. And if I make you my business, I suffer no loss. Cause I'm in love and it's showing. No force, can't separate. Baby, no law, keep me away. I take you on tour. Pretty baby, I give you something to live for. My girl, extra pressure, baby, when you wind and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy. Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and pause. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy, of course. You're killing the boy.
Bread and butter, food when you wine, every man gets better. And then we wine, got the moves like chatter, reggae and ragga.
Slow
niko na visa, niko kwa simu na nasikia bashi meshika. Je, kuna madem, kuna maniga, maodine wamekuja kuchachisha. Ninajificha, sitaki picha, kubabae, sitaki vita. Nashikisha na mavela mabichwa, na tukishikwa jo mapel Mona Lisa. Tutoke BND, twende BNB, niko DND, usijam, I will be RB, I will be RB.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya vile inafaa. Erobog na matin. Eyo naka. Erobog na matin. Abiro kikomando, kiritala jumi niko na mado, wenye vipindi na musonge kando, esima tu sama poso chopo, chololo, chololo. Nobody can party like we do. Wamoke girumba ko kwarawe blues, kinena kalingi kipani ya sim. Meditation yaka bed ni soya design bololo, anebo bololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo bololo, anebo bololo. So please no, okadwa jo machendo Mihadara zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelipu zimenichanganya napenda vitu si ufanya.
Mihadarati zishaanza kunidanganya hadi najishuku sana, zimelimbu Maximus
Ognamatin.
Hey, and na Hodong, yeah.
Hodong.
DNB, Nico DND.
Mutoto ya Pamela.
I'll be right back. Tell him I'll be woo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Alrighty, very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Power Morning Drive Show with me and Wanyoike. Thank you so much for making the time to spend your morning with us. It is a chilly morning, so hey, a good company, good music, and even greater vibes is definitely the right way to go. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. Find us on Power Radio across all socials. You can also find us on our line. Text us, call us, send us a voice note on 0748379231. And you can also find us on our website. Did I mention that? www.power254.org/Power Radio. Now, it being a Friday, you know the vibes. We don't necessarily do a newspaper roundup, but today, because the 24th of October all the way till the 31st of October, the world celebrates one very important week, and that is the Global Week, the Global Media and Information, I beg your pardon, the Global Media and Information Literacy Week. And so it's going to be spanning from the 24th all the way till the 31st. That means that is today and all the way till the 31st. And it's really a week to look at and take stock of how can we harness the different tenets of society using the power of media literacy and also information literacy. And now this year's theme is minds over machines. Now we live in a world that is very technologically advanced, or we live in a world where technological and machine innovations is sort of taking over, but there's still a place that has been left for the mind, the human capital that we have, the human mind. So what can we do in terms of creating a nexus point between what the human mind can do while still grappling with issues like artificial intelligence. And specifically, we are going to be looking at the power or the role of harnessing media and information literacy in enhancing democracy and democratic processes in Kenya. And of course, I'm going to be joined by Mr. Blair Angima. He is from the Youth Cafe, and we are going to be looking in depth at what that conversation should look like. If we're having the conversation, what kind of discussions should we be having? Is there a nexus point between machines and minds, machines and people? Can we coexist? Can we coexist to create a harmonious society where political, economic, and social systems work for the betterment of people? So that is the conversation we shall be engaging in much later on the program. But let me first start you off with looking at what is happening on our roads this morning. And of course, we start off with Thika Superhighway. I know we are in our short rains season, so definitely a lot is happening on our roads this morning. So yes, as you can tell, Thika Road is looking quite busy this morning. The madness starts from Allsops as you make your way towards town. Same situation also happening along Limuru Road as you make your way towards the United Nations area down towards Karura Forest. It's also looking absolutely chaotic as you make your way along Kiambu Road, as you make your way from the DCI down towards the Pangani roundabout. I can also see that Kingara Road is not looking too good this morning. There's just a little bit of a snarl up there. Agwin Skodhek Road slowly but moving, so you guys are looking A-okay. Ngong Road, Prestige Plaza, all that stretch from the Junction Mall down towards the Kenyatta roundabout is looking like mayhem this morning. The same situation is also happening along Langata Road as well, as you make your way from the Western Hotel down towards the T-Mall roundabout. It's bumper to bumper. Mombasa Road is not looking any different. The Next Gen Mall is where the madness starts. It goes all the way towards the Nairobi West Hospital as you make your way towards there. Jogoo Road, absolutely chaotic this morning. Chaos start from just as you leave Makadara down towards the City Stadium area as well. Let me see what is happening on Kikambala Road. Is looking not too bad. It's slowly but moving. James Gishuru Road, however, is absolutely chaotic this morning. Ojijo Road, slowly but moving. And last but not least, Wayaki Way, nothing much to complain about. There's just a little bit of a snarl up as you make your way towards the Westlands area. And that is what's happening on our roads. In case you see any incidents that you would like us to know, the hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive, hashtag where you make your mornings count, and we will be seeing you after this short while. So let me come back as we get into our day's conversation today with my guests. So keep it Power Radio. See you in a bit.
Sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Some say a fool never changed his mind. Well, maybe, baby, I'm a fool for you. Mapenzi kipofu, kipenda maovu, huoni, oh love is blind, never seemed so true. When I'm broke, natumianga bro, please call me. Akipiga naomba do, mbona kuna message inajitumanga, send me money. To cut a long story short, yo, vumilia na mimi. Please don't leave me, don't let the money fool you. Sponsors just wanna use you. Namwambia mtoto wa mama siharibike, ananishoni biashara tu, na siwezi mshibisha na panganga tu, na mwezi ukiisha sina ujanja, na renti kidishwa wanga blanda. Oh baby, kwa nami wakati sina, leo sina kitu, kesho nitafanikiwa, na nikibarikiwa ahadi yangu ni sitasahau mali imetoka nawe. Baby, kwa nami wakati sina, leo sina kitu, kesho nitafanikiwa, na nikibarikiwa ahadi yangu ni sitasahau mali imetoka nawe. Baby, only you baby, you're my only one, my only one. Girl, I wanna take you to my mama, show her you're the one for me. I'll never, ever leave you. Oh, believe me when I say you will forever be my queen. Yule nalana ye kwa dhiki, mtalana ye kwa faraja. Ahadi yangu ndio hiyo, kama pamoja tumelia, tutacheka pamoja. Wow, vumilia na mimi, please don't leave me. Don't let the money fool you, sponsors just wanna use you. Mtoto wa mama usiharibike, yeah. Oh baby, kwa nami wakati sina, leo sina kitu, kesho nitafanikiwa, na nikibarikiwa ahadi yangu ni sitasahau mali imetoka nawe. Baby, kwa nami wakati sina, leo sina kitu, kesho nitafanikiwa, na nikibarikiwa ahadi yangu ni sitasahau mali imetoka nawe. Yeah, mali nimetoka na wewe. Yeah. My only one. Okay, sana ichiza kabubu, baby no more talk, just do. When time kama buyu, utaikwa chini uko juu. Forever be my only one. Tukiachana itaniuma na joke na niga na ngoja nichome aruke ndani ka super sub. Usiache happen, shikilie kasiri, you make it in life then kushikilie pia mimi. You make me whole baby, don't let me go, stay beside me. You make me complete, how will my heart beat without you? Baby, kwa nami wakati sina, leo sina kitu, kesho nitafanikiwa, na nikibarikiwa ahadi yangu ni sitasahau mali imetoka nawe. Baby, kwa nami wakati sina, leo sina kitu, kesho nitafanikiwa, na nikibarikiwa ahadi yangu ni sitasahau mali imetoka nawe.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Minute of love, a minute of hate. Making mistakes, shying away. I would've held you closer if I could. You're bitter than I could ever taste. Now I'm in love and I'm effing wasted. I would've held you closer if I could. And even when we try to throw this all behind, I find myself inside of your arms again. And what if I'm insane and taking me for granted? I would never come to forgive myself. Tryna be your ex, so don't call me if you wait. Tryna vibe on my way, I'm on top of my game, on my way. waiting for a chance to say bye. Cause we've been waiting for love that is real. And even when we try to throw this all behind, I find myself inside of your arms again. What if I'm insane and taking me for granted? I would never come to forgive myself. Cause I ain't tryna be your ex, so don't call me if you wait. Tryna vibe on my way, I'm on top of my game. I'm on my way, yeah. So don't call me if you wait. Tryna vibe on my way, I'm on top of my game. Hanging in the backseat, hanging in the backseat. I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, And even when we try to throw this all behind, I find myself inside of your arms again. And what if I'm insane and taking me for granted? I would never come to forgive myself. Cause I ain't tryna be your ex, so don't call me if you wait. Tryna vibe on my way, I'm on top of my game. I'm on my way, yeah. So don't call me if you wait. Tryna vibe on my way, I'm on top of my game. I'm on my way, yeah.
Koma chunyele Henya pima unge wachi Alinipendanga sana Hanmana time maranchi Nilimfanya akalia Nilimfanya ye aende Alidhani amini wake Kumbe mimi mpita njia babe Atoti kirilana kama na yawa husni Inkure munda erie Abebo, ya Mombasa, beulene Abebo, ya Mombasa, beulene Hepa chataneni, kaninda utaleki Jabebi walos hera Tedona atoti kumbe ulikuwa unanifaa anmana kosonia wa baby na silali kitandani kubwa mawazo unageuka naomba kesho kukikucha utanikumbuka bebo peiparogaga kanwa cha mongolo Casablanca mama podine chunya ya Mombasa beulene Abebo ya Mombasa beulene Hepa chataneni kaninda utaleki Jabebi walos hera Hepa chataneni kaninda utaleki Jabebi walos hera Mia kendo ya Jabe
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. I am your host, Wanyoike. That is what in the wheel it's playing right here on Power Radio, where you tune in and power up. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles. We are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Find us at Power Radio, PAWA, and not Power as in POWER. And you can also find us on our website, www.power254.org/Power Radio. Now, I have to say this. You can text in and call us live on 0748-379-231 tusonge tukisonganga nayo. Now, as I told you earlier, today we are going to be focusing deeply on media and information literacy. Now, every year, the United Nations, by UNESCO, set aside 1 week that runs from the 24th of October, which is today, all the way till the 31st of October. A week that is dedicated to look at media and information literacy. And we are going to be unpacking what that week might portend, not only for our democratic processes in Kenya, but what more can we do, especially in a world where people and machines are integrating, so much so that people are very scared and skeptical about what the future might hold for us. And so we are going to be tackling all those cross-cutting issues. And who better to do this than a person that lives it and understands this world better yet and better than I do. So allow me to allow Mr. Blair Angima to introduce himself. He is from the Youth Cafe. It's really good to have you with us this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Anne. Thank you for the introduction.
Of course, please. Yes. But for people who might not know who you are, kindly introduce yourself and tell us just a little bit about the work that you do at the Youth Cafe.
Okay, so my name is Blair Angima. I am a lawyer by profession. And at the Youth Cafe, I am a legal consultant. So that's the position I currently hold. And we do a lot of projects and programs in the Youth Cafe. And we need the back end of these programs to be airtight, in that it's very secure and fluid, so that everything runs well. So I do handle some of the programs and projects within the Youth Cafe.
Right.
Yes.
What does the Youth Cafe do, though?
So the Youth Cafe is a Pan-African organization. So it's a non-profit organization as well, which is duly registered, and it was registered in 2012. And we have members, demographics across Africa. And currently we are in 12 African states.
Wow.
So we handle youth affairs, everything from the economic side of it, everything to devolution, to governance and accountability, tax law, climate change, environment programs. We do sensitizations of youth programs as well, legal clinics, and the like. So basically we do everything that is touched on the social sustainable goals, the SDGs, with a vision to get there by 2030.
Right.
Yes.
So you mentioned that you're in 12 countries, African.
Yes, we do partake projects in other African countries as well. For example, in Uganda. And currently ongoing, we have another program or a project that is actively ongoing in Morocco and Nigeria. So we can say we have a very strong foothold, not only in Kenya and in the region, but across Africa.
Right.
Yes.
And you mentioned Pan-African.
Yes.
So why is it a Pan-African Pan-Africanist organization?
So it's a Pan-Africanist organization because, first of all, we understand the youth, more so in Kenya, with Article 55 of our constitution, and we know the numbers of the youth. And it is projected that by the time 2050 comes, 3 out of 4 people in the world will be coming from Africa. So that tells you that over 75% of current population in Africa and growing on is youth. And therefore, we are focusing on the strong but emerging side of the social population in Africa, and we are targeting this side of the population so as to enhance and help them mitigate and solve their challenges and whatnot. Yes.
And how does your work compare maybe from Kenya to, let's say, Uganda? Basically, what I'm asking is, are the same programs and issues, are the approaches the same for different countries, or it's per priority point, different states?
So we have a mixed approach to it. So, for example, if you take a country, for example, like Uganda, then a lot of programs we do with Uganda is about democracy, governance, accountability, and whatnot. And when you look at another country, for example, like Nigeria, the current program you're doing, we are tackling education and migration. Because then, and also Morocco. So we can see that the point of exit from Africa, for example, in irregular migration happens at the border regions, so in the north of Africa.
Right.
And therefore, you see, if that program or project is tackling such a situation in Morocco, it's better suited to use that country as an understudy. But when you look at Uganda, the more projects that we are doing are about governance, democracy, and accountability. So it depends with the country and the program, and of course from the donor funding and any program that can be proposed to us by our donors.
Right.
Yes.
And of course, it's a youth-serving organization as well.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Yes.
Why is it so important to center young people in the programs that you do?
So we center young people on the programs that we do because, number one, of sustainable development. When you read our constitution, the preamble, it talks about sustainability and how can we sustain a society if we cannot empower those upcoming population, for example, the youth. And therefore, the Youth Cafe has honed in and actually absorbed a lot of the youth. I can say in our office, at least 90% of people who work there from the ages of 18 to 35 and not older, other than, of course, our CEO, if I may say so. But we are really reliant on the youth because equally we want to tackle and address challenges like empowerment, challenges like economic inclusion, underemployment or unemployment. So it's a very good starting position for a young youth person who is out of university to come and either volunteer, get an internship, or actually work within the organization.
Correct.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so at least now our listeners know a little bit about the Youth Cafe. Where can people get in touch to find out more?
The Youth Cafe, we have a website,
Okay.
www.theyouthcafe, just like that, and you'll get our website.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Now, let's shift gears to our main conversation of today. So the 24th, which is today, is marking the first day of the 7 of what is known as the UN's Global Media and Information Literacy Week.
Yes.
And you know, that's a whole, it's a mouthful. It's a mouthful there. So let's just go step by step, right? When we talk about media and information literacy, what are we referring to?
So when you talk about media and information literacy, basically we mean information. And when you're talking about information can come in different ways. It can come via text, it can come via visuals, audio, anything. So when you're talking about media and information literacy, it means how you receive information, number one, or how you send out information, number two. Number three, it also includes the element of being able to process that information and save it. At the same time, it also includes, if you want to get rid of this information, then how do I go about disposing this information? So when you talk about media and literacy, media and information literacy, we are basically talking about how information circulates around digital platforms and sometimes in analog platforms which have not crossed over to the digital space.
Correct. And in your own assessment, what would you say the state of MIL is, even as we grapple with these new technologies, imagined technologies? We have the chat GPTs and the artificial intelligence, and you know, it has the world on a frenzy right now. We have so many people that are scared about what we might have gotten ourselves into, while others don't necessarily know what exactly, where to place everything that is happening within the digital space. So what would you say the status of media and information literacy is, especially in Kenya? But also you did mention you work in some other African countries. Perhaps you could guide us on some of the statistics from those countries as well.
Okay, so first of all, to answer your question, I like to applaud this country because we passed a very robust constitution, and everything that you're talking about today is reflected on that document. And when I say it's reflected, we're talking about from Article 31 to 33 on freedom of expression, to Article 34 on freedom of the media. We are talking about access to information, Article 35. Talking about political rights in Article 38. So first and foremost, I like to give a shout out to this country because we have literally embedded freedom of media and the fourth estate into not only our laws but into how society views media and how society interacts with media on their day-to-day analysis. Other than that, I'll give an example of neighboring countries. We have seen, for example, in a country like Tanzania, where there have been rampant closure of social media platforms, for example, Twitter. And you can see the contrast between Kenya and Tanzania. So that is a step in the right direction. And with regards to emerging technologies, the AIs and the quantum computers, I believe that Kenya is on the right step, though we need a few reform and amendments to our current digital spaces acts and our current information acts as well, so as to reflect the true progress that has been made globally when it comes to artificial intelligence and new technologies.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about the bills that the president has passed last week, that very contentious bills. We'll talk about it a little bit later because I think it also gels well with our discussion this morning. But so this year's theme of the Global Media Week is minds over machines, or minds over artificial intelligence, right? And it sort of seems as if we are grappling with something that we perhaps did not see coming, right? Where are human beings in competition with AI? What's going on?
If you're to ask me, like we cannot compete against AI because it's machine, and there is something called machine learning. So the same way, can you compete with a vehicle when it comes to pace? Probably you cannot. So the best way to look at it is, how can we leverage on this technology to better our lives and better ourselves, rather than view it as a competition between mind and machine? The more realistic way of looking at it, according to me, is how can you use and leverage this technology to make society better, to make communities better, to disseminate information quickly and accurately. And these are the things that resonate with my train of thought. Yes.
Right. So there's definitely two extremes, right? There's one camp of people that are pessimists. They are very skeptics. They're actually skeptics. They are very skeptical about what we found ourselves in. I was watching a podcast with one of, I forget his name, but he's rightfully so called the father of artificial intelligence as we know it today. And he seemed very distraught when he was having this conversation, saying that he did not think that he didn't know that the extent of what he was creating through artificial intelligence. So we have that camp of people that is like, oh my goodness, we need to shut this thing down because otherwise we will shoot ourselves in the foot and we do not know how to get ourselves out of it. Then there is the other extreme of extreme camp that is saying, I think we need to invest in artificial intelligence. I think we need to invest in technological innovations and advancements, but we have to be very smart about how we go about it. And I'm like, how do you become smart about something that is smarter than you? So there's those two.
Yes.
I'm juxtaposing these two realities, and I also don't know what to make of everything that is happening. I mean, I've not even recovered from the pandemic, leave alone living a whole completely different life in 2025. So when you look at these two different realities and what's going on around the digital innovations and conversations, where do we even start? Where do we even start from?
So to me, good luck getting that genie in the box again, because it has already dissipated from that box or kettle, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
But to me, it's more of a balanced point of approach, whereby you do not need to do away with it. And at the same time, this new technology should not outpace us in the form of us being redundant and being replaced. So when you're looking at it, you can look at it from the point of policy, law reform, as well as you can look at it from the other side of advocacy, digital advocacy and whatnot, and social media campaigns.
Yeah.
At the same time, you can look at it from a very different angle, and this angle can be, how do you disseminate information for people like emergency services and whatnot. And there is a lot of ground for us to catch up and learn. And at the same time, there is a lot of space that we still need to fill so as to put in the requisite guidelines and measurements so as to always protect these new and upcoming technologies. I'll give you an example. Last week, I believe Sam Altman, the CEO of
OpenAI,
actually say that it's no longer their company's prerogative to ensure that these AIs do not cause self-inflicting harms on their users. For example, suicide rates have skyrocketed with some chatbots or chatbots saying that, or advising people who use it to actually go and commit suicide. So can we ring fence these technologies to a point that they only serve the human? Or do we let it run free and wild as if it's in the Wild West? And then again, we'll come to see the consequences of that.
Right.
Yes.
And that should be worrying, because then what becomes the place of accountability? You want to create something that could potentially be harmful, is harmful, because we've seen I think there's still a court case happening in the US for a 16-year-old who took their own life because I think one of the GPTs told him to do that as well. So then what becomes the place of accountability? You as a legal practitioner, there's also the conversation about the legal frameworks, which obviously our constitution didn't know that artificial intelligence will come about, but there has to be, we have to act fast. And I don't know what that rigorous process is going to look like. But what then becomes the place of legal frameworks and accountability, especially when it comes to regulating this artificial intelligence and new technological advancements?
So first of all, I want to give a shout out to the Youth Cafe again. There is a project we are currently undertaking, and the project is called Campus Cyber Connect. So far, we have visited USIU, Daystar, and African Nazarene. The next stop is Multimedia University of Kenya. And what we are doing is we are doing a sensitization and awareness, a digital advocacy campaign with regards to cybersecurity and emerging technologies. So when you look at the project, what it seeks to handle is more so the legal framework of it. Because as you have said, the drafters of our constitution, the spirit of the Constitution did not imagine that in 15 years, in 10 years' time, there will be a new technology called artificial intelligence.
Correct.
So it's now up to our parliamentarians to actually sit down and put their heads together and come up with a legal framework. And also include amending already laws which are there to reflect the new realities on the technological ground. I'll give you an example. An example is the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act. We did that digital campaign on that act. It's for 2018 in Daystar, USIU, and Nazarene. And what came about is, for example, if someone is to use a deep fake and create a deep fake, for example, video, and it's posted on X or formerly Twitter, do we have a takedown procedure, for example? So the current Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act, before the amendments, did not have a takedown procedure. So it meant that the victims of such videos and such hateful comments and incitements could not actually have a recourse in the way of pulling down this content from social media. So that's the first challenge. The second challenge comes to things to do with artificial algorithm now creating fake news. And now this is an issue because when you come to an electioneering period, then it becomes very difficult to discern between what is real information and what is propaganda on the internet. And therefore, you have applications, for example, like Twitter, which have community notes. And they become very useful because now you can do an on-time fact-checking, and you can do source evaluation. Is this information credible? Where did this information come from? What is it talking about? What are the sources that have been cited in this information? Can I really rely on it? You know, such like things. If it's a video, what's the timestamp, or a photo or something of that sort, so that you can differentiate between an AI-generated video and an authentic human video.
Correct.
So those are some of the challenges that have been facing more so when it comes to our legal framework. And it has been, if I may say, outdated, but it needs regular and quick updates so as to make it in line with technological advancements of the current day.
Wow. And what about domesticating and socializing technology as it stands right now? You know, when we talk about technology, not everybody, for example, in Kenya can afford some of these digital tools. We are here talking about machine learning, yet there is a child in, I don't know, some Pokot village there who doesn't even know what we're in a technological crunch time or revolution. So then the place of inclusion, what then becomes our conversation? Because yes, the world, we are making all this noise that the world is moving towards this direction, but there's still a very large chunk of people that are left behind because, again, we're talking about literacy. Let alone just media literacy and digital literacy. Literacy just on its own is a big challenge in, for example, a country like Kenya. So even when it comes to socializing digital tools and how we understand and utilize these digital tools, the conversation definitely shifts. So because now we need to include some of the communities and societies that are not in the conversation. So how do we even go about harnessing that?
So as you have put it, right, it's very important to note that not everybody has the access or the lack or the benefit of owning a smart gadget, more so telephone, computers, tablets, whatnot. So there are people who are in this country who live in very remote areas. I can attest to that because from where we were born, you know, when you go back to Mashinani every year, Christmas, and you can see how interior these places are, and there is not a lot of telephone connectivity, access to internet and whatnot. So it becomes a challenge. But to me, all that, I'll put it on the state because when you read Article 10, the state is the one to act according to national principles of accountability, transparency, human dignity, inclusivity, non-discrimination, all that is in Article 10 and how the state is supposed to act. But now when it comes to children who do not have access to information and they do not have access to gadgets that can make their education easier, then I refer you to Article 43F, which says that the state is responsible to make education accessible. And when now we talk about accessibility of education, we need to know that there are certain regions in these areas, for example, the Pokot, Samburu, Elgeyo Marakwet, they face, first of all, climatic hardship, droughts and flash floods. Number two, they face man-made problems like banditry and whatnot. And of course, the terrain is very difficult. So how can we go about this? So here's where organizations like the Youth Cafe, Power Radio steps in. Number one, it's about putting this word out so that people actually know that even if you're living in Nairobi, life outside the city or outside the metropolitan is not the same. Not everybody is getting the luxury of going to school and getting those materials. Number two is about things to do with digital and technological literacy. We need to start embedding such content in our school curricula, if I may say so. Because now when you introduce such curricular materials in the school, it helps the digital literacy of these kids. Number three, we need to do a wide civic awareness campaign in this country so that we can fix not only our education system, but number two, we can also equip these learners with the tools and the gadgets that they need so as to propel them forward. And then lastly, it's about the inclusivity bit of it, because people from remote areas, if you have an opportunity to sponsor, if you have an opportunity to influence or invite a student from a hard challenged area, then it becomes important because now you are the person to open the door for that particular kid, and it's very important for us to reach out and help the people who are beneath us. Yes.
And so when we talk about media and information literacy, and of course all these digital tools of transformation or whatever, there has to be a nexus point between that and democracy and harnessing democracy. So in what ways, one, do you see them enhancing, but also two, undermining? Because we've seen like I think it was the PS of Foreign Affairs at some point. He had put out a post with a deep fake of Farid. Koril Singoe, with a clip saying that sort of to praise the government, the Kenyan government and something like that. And there was a lot of uproar online. So I do see, of course, with I say there is really nothing that is usually evil or bad. It's just in whose hands is it placed. So it could be that AI is a great tool, great opportunity for us to harness democracy, but in the wrong hands, we could very well, a very dangerous and decline democracy. So how do you see the interplay between these two things coexisting?
When you're asking me that question, a clip of a tool is saying, in whose hands are we safe?
In whose hands are we safe?
Now comes to mind, because we need to really look at it in terms of democracy. Number one, democracy is rooted in the freedom of speech and expression, Article 33. But now it marries two other articles in our constitution, which are the political rights people enjoy in this country, which are in Article 38. And at the same time, we have the principles of elections, which are in Article 81. So these two articles, if you interpret it with now the Article 33 and the article for the media access of information, it leaves you on one divide. Number one, digital media and AI and whatnot can help you get access to information, can help you discern fake and real information, can help you go out to the ballot box and cast your vote. It can help you in decision making. So that's the backbone of that when you're looking at it from that side. But on the same side, on the other side of the coin, it's about fake news, it's about deep fakes, it's about propaganda, it's about hate speech and incitement. We saw the recent viral video of Governor Mutai Kahiga, and
For those who do not know, he was seen on record, saying very hateful things, towards Raila Odinga, the late Raila Odinga. Yeah.
But now, when you're looking at it, where do you draw the line? Do you draw the line at, is this incitement, or do you draw the line, is this an expression of one's mind? So you are now conflicted into how you look at the statements made by Mutai Kahiga.
Yeah.
And I like to actually commend,
Yeah.
as much as what he said was not taken well with the public, by coming up and actually taking responsibility of that video.
Yeah.
And as well stepping down as the deputy chair of the Council of Governors. So it can tell you that this is a person who has a lot of information has gotten to him via digital media, via social media and whatnot.
Yeah.
And now you can see therein the power of social media.
Yeah.
In as much as he had the right of political expression, at the same time, where do you draw the line at hate speech and incitement? So that has been the conflicting way of looking at it. But in this country, we have institutions like the NCIC, which are just dead. They do nothing. You rarely, I don't know even the chairman of the NCIC, honestly speaking, you'll never see him issue a statement or whatnot. And if it's a statement that they are issuing, it's fine between one after every 3-5 months. So honestly speaking, that divide needs to be there and that line needs to be drawn. Yes.
Correct. I'm thinking about artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And as it stands, the consequences of it are not artificial, right?
Yes.
When we have, for example, when you've talked about, what was his name?
Mutai Kahiga.
Mutai Kahiga,
Yes.
When he stands on a podium and he gets a platform to air his public opinion, and then his public opinion becomes mediated by artificial intelligence. What is on the other side, whether it's polarization, there's nothing artificial about the consequences of artificial intelligence. And so there is this, I feel like there's so much that needs to happen in between when, for example, private opinion becomes public but mediated through artificial intelligence. And so I wonder, I'm curious to find out from you, do you think that there is a chance for us to sort of mitigate the consequence of this artificiality? Yeah.
Yes, we can indeed mitigate the consequences of artificial intelligence because, number one, we need to have a very strong legal framework, and I'll emphasize that again, because once you criminalize deepfakes, once you criminalize fake news, hate speech, incitement, you criminalize what we call disinformation, malinformation, misinformation, all these things, you can do them, and you can do them according to the law and procedure. And you can actually charge and indict people in courts of law, and you can actually fine them or hand them sentences to serve time, either custodial sentences or non-custodial sentences, whichever the case may be. But then again, when you're looking at from that perspective, it becomes rather easy to say that than to actually materialize what I'm saying. Because now we come to social media platforms. For example, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the likes. So if content is on their platforms as well, we need to have that takedown procedure that I earlier mentioned. Number two, we find that majority of these corporations are not incorporated in Kenya or in Africa, or their offices are not here. So it becomes very, very difficult for us to go the judicial route or the litigation route, because you find that the headquarters of X is somewhere in Washington or somewhere in America. And how do you start prosecuting a case that is for misinformation that has been posted actually that has been number one generated by AI with commands of a person,
Yeah.
and then posted in a state like Oregon,
Yeah.
and then it's affecting people in Kenya. So how do you go about prosecuting such?
Yeah.
So another thing we need to do is to have a cross-border regional legal framework and actually enhance ties with policing organizations such as Interpol and the like.
Yeah.
So that if you do disseminate such information online, then you can be easily tracked down, you can easily take down this content, and you can easily be prosecuted with that.
Right.
But the other divide of it all, because when you're looking at it in terms of the legal side of it, there is always a balance. So with this one good of putting the legal framework, when you have a rogue state, like currently we have a rogue state in this country, then they can use such unique ideas and gains of such laws to now manipulate the Kenyan citizens. Number two, subjugate the Kenyan citizen. And number three, actually track the Kenyan citizens, which lead to abductions and extrajudicial killings.
Right.
For example, you have seen 3 days ago, Safaricom has failed to settle via out of court a case whereby they leaked data for I don't know how many users.
Yeah.
And you can now see like what are the consequences of that,
Yeah.
because they do hold that power of storing your data and they are actually now sharing it with someone else.
And that's
So
not ethical.
that is not ethical per
Yeah,
se.
I
It's
saw-
actually illegal.
Right. I
Yes.
even saw that Mondays is supposed to be like, what is it called? What is protesting against M-Pesa and these other services. Yeah.
Because now you have big conglomerates, big corporations now misusing the very legal framework that we put in place to not only serve and protect Kenyans, but to act as a conduit to either make money, to access information for entertainment. And then now you have a case where Safaricom is sharing data with other platforms or other users,
Yeah.
and it endangers the lives of the users.
Yeah.
And other than that, I like to advise for people who are in that particular position, whose data have been shared by Safaricom, to actually come together and do, for the first time in Kenya, have a class action lawsuit against Safaricom, because that's the only advice I can advise them as a legal person, so as to hold them accountable. We saw this during the June 25th demonstrations where people were actually tracked and they were being tracked using their Safaricom numbers.
Correct.
We saw how Safaricom shut down the internet and people are not able to access social media, where videos of how the state was brutalizing Kenyans were being disseminated. And we can now see, if we let rogue regimes and rogue corporations now interfere with very good fundamental legal framework, then that balance is no longer there. So
That's right.
the idea is good, but how that idea is used by the government,
Yeah.
by armed forces, by big corporations, now puts actual Kenyans and citizens at risk and jeopardy. Yes.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I was even seeing the other day the United States government in a meeting with influencers, and most of it TikTok content creators.
Yeah.
And the main reason for this meeting was to sort of control public opinion when it comes to the politics of that country, you know, and it's becoming dicier by the day. It's becoming dicier and tricky. So what are the dangers of us living in such, I don't want to call them unprecedented times, because they are just same old tricks. It's just taking a different form.
Yes.
But there's definitely some alarm to it when the government sort of wants to latch on to what people think about them, and even shaping custodians of public narratives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the same thing was being replicated by Dennis Itumbi when he told influencers and content creators that if you make content and your content is about housing, healthcare, education, then the government will pay you. Basically, that is what we call a bribe, in my own understanding. Because why do you need to pay content creators to make a favorable video about housing, about education, about healthcare? Let the citizens decide, because if you get someone who's very sick, for example, and then I am to record you when you are having maybe diabetes and it's chronic, and then I tell you now, say something good about the healthcare system, talk about how SHA is working, but you're actually very sick and you cannot access that medical service like we are seeing in the current days. So what does that amount to? It just amounts to bribing Kenyan citizens to do what the government pleases. And the situation is a mirror to what is happening in the US, because when you viewed the election campaign for Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris, it was a very radical and emotive campaign, because there was something there to be settled. There was cause to settle, and Trump believed that he had won, and actually he did win. But we need to look at the demographics of the people who voted, and majority of the people who voted for the Republican Party, and more so Donald Trump, are young people who actually consume information online. And therefore, with him knowing that he has a son by the name Baron Trump, and he has alluded to the fact that this young son of his has been very instrumental in getting the votes that were much needed to defeat the Democrat Party. And now it tells you the power of social media. It tells you the power of the youth. It tells you about the significance of the youth voices, because we have the numbers. We are very smart. Some of us went to school during the free primary of Kibaki, and we are fruits of that labor during that time, and we have all the information. We know all the information. How to access this information is very easy. How to store this information is very easy. How to interpret it is even easier, because if, for example, I have the new act for the Computer Misuse and Amendment Act that was passed the other week by the president, I'll just upload it to ChatGPT and ask it to break it down, and I have all the information on my fingertips. So you can really tell it's not more about the government wielding this power, but it's about the people on the streets, the people online, the people on the ground actually wielding this power. Because when you start digital hashtag campaigns online and they end up in online mobilization, and people now turn up on the ground, on the streets, what you have done, you have basically done mobilizing, but it's not on the ground the way politicians do it via rallies, but it's online. So, and you look at some of the resources that are needed to go online and to access this information, you can get even bundles for as less as 10 shillings, which is very affordable. And you can see now the ease at which the young people are now keeping the government in check, because the government does not have that long ago tool whereby if Moi says it's this way, then it's this way. There is only one channel in the country, and if Moi decides to switch it off, then nobody can see TV. Right now, there are digital platforms, there are social media platforms, there are TVs, there are radios, there are podcasts. Everything is going on right now, and I really want to encourage and congratulate the young people for how they have taken this information and how they have indeed utilized it. The other day I was looking at a 2015 mapping by the Central Bank of Kenya when it comes to the national payment system. And the national payment system, it's about the RTGS, the electronic money and whatnot. And do you know, by that time, the phone penetration in Kenya was at 75.8%.
Wow.
And it's 2015.
So
10 years to right now, I'm here to look at the numbers, but I believe it has gone to around 85%.
Correct.
And that can tell you in a population where you have 85% of the population having phones and digitally active, and you have another 60-70% of these people being the youth, then it tells you that we should galvanize together and actually send a few people home.
Which these bills of Ruto don't make sense then.
No, they
What
don't.
is he trying to do? Yeah.
Some of them, they do not make sense.
Yeah.
Because I'll say in my opinion, yesterday I was speaking to a very good friend of mine, Senator Okiya Mtata. And we had a 15-minute conversation with him, and we were talking about the new bills. Let me tell you, Anne, I think the cybercrime thing is just a sham to get you talking. To get you talking as they passed the Privatization Act, which is now far more worse than, because what they are doing in the cybercrimes basically is putting vague definitions. You know, if you are to say something that harms another person, or the other person thinks that he might be harmed. So what does that actually mean? Where do you draw the line? we saw people mocking Raila Jr.
Yeah.
Right? At the same time, we saw Farah Maalim say, we can kill 5,000 Gen Zs on a good day.
Yeah.
So when you look at those two statements, who's supposed to go to prison and who's supposed to be given a social reprimanding and not necessarily go to prison, you can see if the views of Farah Maalim per se are insightful, they are hate speech.
Yeah.
But these other people who are making jokes according to the looks of Raila Odinga Jr., it's just bad manners, which you cannot now illegalize bad manners. It's the way this person was brought up. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When it comes to such activities, when you need to find that divide, it becomes more or less very interesting. So when you're looking at the computer cybercrimes that has been passed recently, it has very vague definitions, and it has very extreme fines, which are not affordable to a lot of people, and that's what I'll say to it. But now that wanajaribu kutufunga macho so that they passed the privatization bill, allow to talk about it, even though it's not on our
talk about it. Talk about it, yes.
Because when you read it and when you want to privatize, for example, national corporations, Kenyari, Kengen, KPLC, Ndindi Nyoro was saying in Parliament at one time, I think last month, that you find the valuation of Kenyari is at 25 billion, but the assets they control are over 75 billion. So you find there is a discrepancy between the valuation of these companies and the assets they hold. And the assets that they hold includes land, which is now public land. And if you are to privatize this company, then do you mean by extension you are privatizing the assets and the land that these corporations hold? So if we were to have that and we were to strip our crown jewels away and then we were to privatize them, what's stopping a major multinational corporation from China or from Asia or from Russia or US coming up and buying Kenyari and saying now we control, let's say, 10,000 acres of land in Kenya? So that's the main problem. And the bills that were passed were draconian, to say the least. And more so the cybercrimes one and the privatization one.
Correct.
So I think moving forward, we'll challenge the two bills in court.
We have to.
Yes.
And on that note, I think it's a great place to take our break. When we come back, Mr. Blair is going to tell us whether artificial intelligence is here to completely erode human beings in the name of integrating with human life. But yes, we are going to see you in just a short while. Right now, let's jump right into some music. We'll be right back after this.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Twatembea matopeni, usiwasikize matapeli jiji, kesho tuna gariji.
Mina saka mali, twende kwenu mashambani, nikalipe mahari, tuishi kwa amani. Nikikutazama, moyo wayoyoma, kipenzi cha goro.
Nikikutazama, moyo wayoyoma, kipenzi cha ngoro na kuyanza. Kweli toto si toto, na roho la mtoto, nipe sisi au disi kwa ofisi, turingie mafisi na kuyanza.
Nikikutazama moyo wayoyoma, kipenzi changu na kuyanza.
Nikikutazama moyo wayoyoma, kipenzi changu na kuyanza. Mpenzi sinzia, penzi langu sinzia, ndakuyanza. Hisani mos. Oh, and baby you're so close. Let me wipe off your lip gloss. Ndakuyanza.
Nikikutazama
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Pole baby no rush, leo tunafunga kama mwaka, usiogope zikiwaka, hizo tasema na marasha ati sangapi unakaa, timing muhimu wana plans for you, hapa formation ni kumasha, wewe chakula mimi ndio plata. So if we're getting on tonight, we're getting risky, macho zuri kama tangawizi. If you want to get organ, we can do more role play. They will tell the truth. I'm vibing to rhythm while I'm writing you. I'm the one you wanted and on your mind, the one you wanted today inside. Your bam bam stick out abundantly, make a bad man feel like he never leave. Like panda, designer one time hit shot. Mada, your bum bum stick out abundantly, make a bad man say like he never leave. Like panda, designer one time hit shot. Mada.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back. That is Brandy Minor. You're listening in to the Power Morning Drive Show on Power Radio, where we tune in, or you tune in, and Power Up. We are deep in our conversation this morning with Mr. Blair Angima. We are looking at media and information literacy and what that portends for democratic processes and other things and other short stories in between there, because, you know, we live in a very integrated world. And speaking of integration, I had asked a question earlier. So is artificial intelligence and, you know, this entire conversation Is it mostly about integrating the machines into humanity, or is it about eroding humanity as we know it?
No, as I earlier said, technology is just but a conduit to make the human life better, comfortable, fun, enjoyable. You get access to information. So it's not about technology coming to replace us, but it's about us leveraging on that technology. It's about us being able to derive usefulness from such technologies. It's about us being able to solve our challenges. For example, I've seen that with emerging technologies, you can actually regrow an eye from a tooth.
What?
And it has actually been done.
What?
On 2 people.
Wait, what?
So this is the technology I'm talking about. How
you can regrow?
So, for example, your eye has a problem or you are accidentally injured. So the doctors can take your tooth and sort of grow eye cells on the tooth, and it will produce now the cells that you need to actually regrow another eye.
From a tooth?
Yes.
And it has been done?
Yes, and it will be put in your eye socket and it will work. And you can see at innovations, for example, the other day an African won the best innovation app because his app was able to directly translate sign language to direct speech and vice versa. So what does this mean to the people who have hearing issues, the people who cannot hear well? It brings them ever so closer to interacting with the real world. And these are the success stories we need to talk about when you're using technologies.
Correct.
There are a few bad, yes,
yeah,
but we need to focus on how can we leverage on this technology to make our lives better.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is sending ships up there
Mars,
wanting to colonize Mars.
Seriously.
And that's
Earth is boring for him.
Yes, and that's another project. But with all these innovations come also the risk. There is a doctrine called the Kessler syndrome doctrine. And the Kessler syndrome doctrine basically was put by a scientist called Kessler.
Okay.
And Kessler at that time said, at one point in the world will end by the Kessler syndrome. And what does this mean? It means in our low Earth orbit and our medium Earth orbit and our high Earth orbit, it means that we have sent more than 7,000 spacecraft and satellites out there. And these satellites are orbiting each other and whatnot, right, to get us information. But what if one of them were to veer course and crash into another? And now you'll have over 10 million tiny fragments of pieces moving between 10 to 20 times the speed of light, now imploding into the Earth itself.
Wow.
And you can easily see and say that now technology can equally be the end of us.
Wow.
Before even you have the Big Bang and the Big Rip or the Big Stretch.
The New World Order
we
can
kill yourself using satellites that are here on the low Earth's orbit. And it tells you that in as much as we are leveraging technology, we need to do it sustainably. You need to do it at a very sustainable pace, whereby this thing can be sustained, and it can sustain our environment, our climate, our future generations, so that at one point we do not erode trees or we do not erode our atmosphere or we do not erode our green sceneries on Earth and whatnot. And these are some of the challenges. When you look at China can wake up and decide we are building a new sun. They actually build a new sun.
They totally can.
Yes, so what are some of the side effects of such new technologies? Have scientists researched the potential calamities of these? How about the use of very high energy, for example, to facilitate such innovations? Then it can also be the reason why we have spikes in fuel and consumption of fuel and no desertification of our orbit and climate change and whatnot. And for the first time in Antarctica, they found mosquitoes. Because mosquitoes do not live in cold areas. But for the first time, they are there. There are two, a male and a female. It tells us even Antarctica is warming up. Puddles of water are starting to be shown, and mosquitoes are settling there. So what does that say about endangered species like penguins, seals, polar bears? In about 10, 15, 20, 30 years,
they will start living with us.
They won't be up there. They'll migrate downward. Some of them will be extinct because of mankind and animal fights and
Yeah.
whatnot.
And then robots.
And now they will be.
Now we will live amongst robots.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we won't have those diverse ecosystem when we have polar bears. Same as the dodo bird. The dodo bird, scientists are trying to recreate it, but will it really mirror the genetic makeup of the original? How do you know if it will survive a world where it's this chaotic and this warm, diseases, whatnot? So those are some of the challenges we face when it comes to embracing and leveraging on technology.
Is Kenya ready for this? How are we preparing?
Unless we put our act together, I think we even saw, was it a year ago, 2 years ago, when we had the El Nino flash floods?
Oh my.
And we had the meteorological department actually come up and say, in the next 2 weeks, in the next 1 week, Nairobi and these regions will receive heavy downpour. And it happened. And the government was caught
off guard.
Unawares, off guard, right?
Yeah.
What did they do? They decided to put the director of the Met on TV to apologize to the president. So you tell me, if such is the situation whereby
people have died.
Yes. Somebody professional who reads the weather comes and tell you next week there will be a flood, a tsunami,
and
this
you don't
and
take
that.
them seriously.
You don't take them serious. You have eaten the money for emergency funds or God knows where it goes. And now you have people being killed in Mai Mahiu, in Narok, in Naivasha, Nakuru. People die from flash floods. And the best you can do is to parade the director of this department to apologize to the president because you wanted this information to be disseminated to him in closed doors.
Yeah.
Don't you think the people who actually live on this in this country have the right of knowing such information so that they can themselves prepare and move to higher ground and whatnot?
Yeah.
So that's the problem we have in Kenya. The problem we have in Kenya, it's not about do we have the capabilities or not? It's about the software. The hardware is very, very okay. It's about the software. It's about national ethos. Do we have national ethos? We are talking with a very close friend of mine on national ethos. Do we have national ethos? If you were to put litter bins after every 100 meters, will we ensure that there is no littering in Nairobi and other places in Kenya? Then it boils down to sensitization. Are people aware? Do we need to conduct advocacy campaigns? Do we need to do trainings and awareness and whatnot? Because a lot of these things is all about ethos and how we handle ourselves in society. Look at corruption.
Yeah.
Corruption is bad, but if I'm involved, it's very good.
Correct.
You know, when I'm going to look for a job, I'll have to first of all make phone calls. Hey, I need a number of this, not after contact, so that if I apply, somebody will push my paperwork. Does that speak about a merit-led society? No, it does not.
Yeah.
It does not speak about a merit-led society.
Yeah.
What about tribalism and issues to do with the mismanagement as misappropriation of funds? You know, a lot of these things are swept under the rug. Do we have the potential to actually lift the rug up and look at the mess we have created and clean it? Yes, we can do it. We have very good legislators, very good executive officers, and very good judicial officers. But the goodwill, the good faith is not there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. And, you know, like, for example, I just saw that Rwanda has innovated flying taxis. I saw that. Na sisi kazi ni kutenga tu.
Yes,
kazi ni kutenga tu.
Tenga with Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore.
We are Singapore.
Yes, we're Singapore. That's a new one I've heard. Okay, so we've almost coming to the end of our conversation today. So it's many things that have come out of this conversation, but I wonder what your parting shot would be. So, you know, we are talking about media and information literacy. Given all the challenges that you have stated, and rightfully so stated, there is a lot of work to be done. There's definitely a lot of work to be done, but I just feel overwhelmed because if I was the president, I wouldn't even know where to begin. But maybe you as an advisor, tell us where do we even start from in terms of streamlining media and information literacy, and also number 2, in integrating it in our lives in a sustainable way, as you have said.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we can do when it comes to media and information literacy met together with the technological advancements. So number one is people need to realize that this technology, this media, this information does not replace who you are, does not take the position you are to occupy in a certain space. What do I mean by this? I mean by, if I want to use X, I know I'm going on X as an entertainment platform, as a source platform to get my news or information or something of that sort. If I'm using AI, I'm using AI to break down complex mathematical or scientific issues or legal issues or breaking down complex documentation. So what we need to do as human beings is we need to leverage. And when we are leveraging, we need to do that in a way that we critical think, number one. Number two, we do that in an ethos way, in an ethical manner. So ethos have to be involved in that. I don't go on social media and I see a clip of Raila Jr. making an address and I mock him and I make fun of his disability because that is a lack of ethos as a country. And then lastly, number three is about how we can now use novel and innovative ideas to not only break the barriers, but to also look for ways that can sustainably maintain and advance the status quo of our technology at a bit by bit pace, not like at a rapid pace. Because once you do things rapidly, for example, you can imagine if we had the technological information and know-how like the Chinese do, for example, and we integrate it in Kenya, but we do not change the hardware or the software. So you can imagine in Kenya having people who are technologically know-how like the Chinese people. That will mean your laws need to be really, really advanced. And do we have the goodwill from parliamentarians?
Do we?
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We don't. They will not meet the quorum on that day to discuss such issues, but they will meet the quorum if it's to impeach Gachagua and company. So that is what we are talking about. When we look at across the region and across Africa, we as a regional bloc, for example, the East African community and the African continent as a whole under the auspice of the African Union, do we have regional and cross-border legal frameworks?
Do we?
Number two, do we? And if they are they up to date? For example, that thing of the Kessler syndrome. How many African states send satellites up there into orbit?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. But China, Russia, US, how many do they send?
So many.
So many.
Yeah.
So it means that they are contributing to an ending of the world, and even us as Africans will suffer the brunt just because we do not have international and cross-border legal frameworks to say if you are sending satellites and you are China or you are Asian Pacific or you are in Europe or whatnot, then these consequences will also affect Africa. So how will we be protected? How will we go about it? In case this happens, what are the emergency responses? So those are the questions we should be asking ourselves when it comes with media, information, and literacy when it comes to technological advancements. So the technology is not there to replace us, but it's there to help our better, to soften our lives, to be able to disseminate information and whatnot.
As a legal practitioner, what has been the effect of artificial intelligence on your work?
On my work, it has been really helpful, really, really helpful. But you also need to do source evaluation.
Oh, okay.
Source evaluation is very important because if I am to go to ChatGPT and I use it to break down information, for example, like how sure am I it will cite the relevant laws and procedures in Kenya. So in as much as it's a tool, I need to do what we call fact checking. Is the information being disseminated to me true or is it false? If it's false, then how can I interpret this information knowing that it's false, but with the view that this is not the information that I wanted? So, for example, if you're using the Grok on Twitter and whatnot, and a very good example is community notes, you come across somebody say Kenya has a debt of 12 trillion Kenyan shillings, and you're not sure about the figures. Can you verify this information in real time?
Yeah.
So that has been the impact of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
According to me as a legal practitioner.
Yeah. And then, of course, emergent technologies have brought about emergent job opportunities.
Yes.
Like I hear we have prompt engineers now.
Yes.
It's a whole career.
Yeah.
It's a whole career. Yeah.
And I think these things just came about with more classes of youth. We have the Gen Z. There were the millennials. Back then, there was millennials, now Gen Z and Gen A. And when you look at the Gen Zs, for example, and how they interpret information, it becomes very telling on a generation in how it can interpret information. When you look at the Gen A, there is something they call brain rot. I don't know if you're familiar with those
Yes,
things.
I've heard about it.
And 6-7, and they don't know what, and they're talking some gibberish language. And all that tells you about the advancements in technological know-hows with regards to a demographic of a generation in a particular region or country.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, your parting shot as we conclude.
My parting shot, first of all, is hope to the listeners that you followed through the conversation. And thank you for tuning in. It's very important for me to say that. I appreciate the listeners. And thank you, Anne, for giving me this platform and opportunity.
Please come again. You need to educate Kenyans. This has been very informative. You see, I was writing very many notes. So thank you.
So that's the second thing I like to say, and appreciate Power Radio. So to the listeners out there, if you have a channel, why don't people go subscribe and follow your pages?
Sure, we do.
And third and foremost, I like to give a very special shout out to the Youth Cafe. The things that we do and the people we help across day-to-day life, and it has been a very good journey that I've worked with the Youth Cafe and such like organizations.
Sure thing. Wow. Mr. Blair, this has been absolutely amazing. Please come back again and again. We need to inform people more and more because, you know, this world, it's moving fast and we need to catch up fast and fast. And so please, if we call you again, usikatae.
I won't refuse.
Ukuje tafadhali. But thank you so much for the privilege of your time. Thank you so much for also the amazing work that you are doing with the Youth Cafe. We hope that you can be platformed and just go to more countries beyond the 12 that you're serving. Again, people can find Youth Cafe on www.youthcafe?
Yes.
Okay.
.com.
Yes. Okay, and also find them on their socials as well to get in touch with them.
Yes.
All right, and we are officially done with our conversation. That has been our Friday edition of the Power Morning Drive Show. Thank you so much to each and everybody that was able to tune in this morning. We do this every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I will see you next week. On Monday, I'm going to be hosting Miss Mwende from the KANU Party, and we are going to be looking at KANU Party politics in transition as well. We're also going to look at women taking up leadership and governance spaces as well. So please do make sure you catch me on Monday from 8 a.m. all the way till 10 in the a.m. But before I let you go, let me tell you what you need to catch. Catch a rerun of the Shiva Session show from 11 a.m. all the way till 1. And then later on, we are going to be having Miss Flozz Munyiri herself with the Ital Groove from 4 p.m. all the way till 6 p.m. She has all those nice vibes, everything that is happening within the reggae field. Please make sure you do catch her from 4 all the way till 6 in the p.m. Sina la ziada. I will see you next Monday. Take care. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Suda, habari mbaya zimenifikia, mandugu zangu wananikulia, brother, squeezy madem ni blanda. Jana kuzwali mkaza, his family get together kwa bed, your story tumekata. Maboy wengine blanda, watakukulia mama na kuchekeshe sana. Madem madem wa siku hizi wana machali wengi, nilichapa moja juzi ikaingia ndani dive
Nairobi, yule nakupea, pia nanibea, akikuletea, ananiletea, wanakula fea, sote tunashare, ogopa sana. Nairobi, yule nakupea, pia nanibea, akikuletea, ananiletea, wanakula fea, sote tunashare, ogopa sana mama.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.